because I love it. I been traveling a lot. I went to more than 40 countries, mostly Europe, but also North America, and then New Zealand, Australia, and now in Indonesia, Southeast Asia. So I really like this human touch. So learning English is for me, it's not just about the language, a skill. For me, it's more like I can meet so many people around the world and be friends with them. Correct? So yeah, so this is what we're going to talk. There are like 3 parts today. So of course cross-cultural, and then the expression, and the part 2 will be a little bit more English teaching, and real life English of course. And the third one is feel good English. So because I know you are major in English, so basically you don't need to learn more about English, right? Because you are learning every day. But I think today I can share more about what people really need in English, not just about the skill, not just about grammar, not just about reading or all these like the vocabulary, but more about expression, because you are using language to express yourself. Okay. Alright. 好，这里呢，我再变回中文一下。这个呢，为什么叫用心学英文的原因呢？其实是因为，就是刚刚跟大家说，其实你们有没有想过，就是你现在已经来了30-40岁了，然后每天工作，然后每天早上要很早起来，然后还要被上司热，然后晚上你还要来上游泳课，能想象那种感觉吗？你们平常上课应该就已经不想，就是已经有点很难爬起来，因为我自己也是，对，所以你们能想象你要工作，然后还要去上课这种感觉。但其实我的学生都是这样，我的所有的学生都是，他们已经工作要到6、7点了，然后还要过来，然后上课到8点半到10点，然后再回家，然后隔天再去上班。所以其实他们真的很辛苦，而且根本就没有满记。所以其实呢，我应该是他们唯一一个老师，或者是你们可能遇到唯一一个老师说教学生不要背单词。我真的都教学生不要背单词，因为他们其实基本上呢，就是台湾学生到大学，就是到现在，其实单字量是够的。因为其实你们觉得几个单字就可以有一个英文 conversation？ 猜，随便猜，几个单字
？Is it one?
Huh?
Is it one?
One?
Yeah.
One word?
I don't know. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Oh no, of course not. No, but I mean like having conversation.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. Okay.
Yeah, that's one word.
But that's not conversation.
Yeah.
So how about like conversation? 4,000? Okay. 4,000. Actually, 一半。2,000. 其实只要2000，真的。因为就是大部分的台湾人只要国中、高中毕业，几乎啦。如果当然要认真一点的话，当然要认真一点的话，所以其实只要2000。所以其实很多学生他们会来，然后每次都会觉得说 ，OK， 我的单词不够，所以我英文不好。大部分就是大部分我遇到的学生都是这个样子。但是其实你真的只要2000就够了。那3000是对，3000就是会更能就是有一些生活上的沟通，然后再多加，比如说1000到2000的专业的英文，那这样子就是大概5000。那多益的话要8000、1万左右，如果要考试。所以其实你看哦，考试跟你真的需要用到英文，其实 gap， 其实 gap 差蛮多。所以我对我的学生的单词量要求是不高的，因为呢， 他们需要先把他们抽屉里面的单字先用得出来，这个是最重要的，比他再多加单字，然后给很多的中式英文还来得好。所以一个是要感觉，所以为什么我会说我们要用心学英文，不是用脑的原因，是因为用脑它就是很逻辑的东西，那就跟程式语言一样。Language is like this, right? Like coding and all this language Russians, you know, all the languages are your hack system over there. But have you ever traveled to Thailand, like Bangkok, and you talk to a taxi driver? Do they speak English? They do, right? But they don't really have a lot of vocabulary, but they have to speak because they need to survive. And so that's why they of course they are not going to go to take any exams to be a taxi driver. Of course driving test, but not like the English test. So why do they speak English so well? It's definitely because of the daily life. Okay, so every first class that I will talk to my students is this. So what's the differences between language and communication? So when it comes to language, what comes to your mind? So most of my students, they will say, oh, it's a skill, it's a tool. And communication is more like conversation or daily life. So if you drive, if you know one way and two way, right? You know one way, two way, right? 单向道 and 双向道. So language is actually one way, and communication is two way. So there's one phrase is called two-way street. 其实中文就翻成双向沟通。所以其实你在讲为什么要学语言，绝对不可能是我自言自语，或者是我。当然你可能当翻译，当翻译的话就非常有可能是 language 的这一块一定要非常非常的好但是几乎我遇到的学生呢，他们都只是想要听懂对方在说什么。That's it. That's the only reason they want to learn English. So the differences between learning a language and learning how to communicate is very different. So sometimes I will ask my students, the first class, okay, so the first guy I will ask my students, like, have you ever met someone that will speak also Chinese? 就是你们讲同一个语言，但是你们沟通有问题。Right? 有吧？ So sometimes it's not about English. Sometimes it's about how you communicate and how you get each other's and what they mean, not just about a language. Okay, so this is one thing. All right. Okay, and this is another thing I will ask my students, and then maybe you can answer me as well. So what do you feel when you need to speak English? Okay, so 1 to 6. Maybe you feel relaxed, excited, nervous, happy, stressed, or you don't want it. Yeah, because sometimes you feel like, oh, maybe it's not good enough. Yeah. So, anyone who feel 1, relax? Oh, nice. I like that. Nice. Relax? Relax now? Okay. Who feel excited? I'm definitely excited. Oh, that's nice. Nervous? Sam, okay. Why you have like a mixed feeling?
Yeah, I got a 1 to 4 a bit both.
So feel happy as well. I hope everyone. Oh, okay. Stress? Just a little bit. Yeah, stress. Yeah, I feel like that. And disappointed? Just a little bit. Okay, so yeah, mixed feeling. I also have mixed feeling. So let me tell you another story that happened to my very first English class in America. It was crazy. So I was 19. I went to America. So actually before 19, I didn't really speak very good English. So I was like everyone else as a Taiwanese going through all this. I remember one of my English teacher, his name is Apollo. Who named himself Apollo? But anyway, this guy, he doesn't speak English at all. 他是我的英文老师，但他都不讲英文。
How is he supposed to teach you?
I don't know， 你就是要打开第一页，然后就，我真的觉得很特别。So I transferred my school. I did a transfer. Yeah, but anyway, I didn't speak very good English before 19. So I remember the very first class, and it was a huge class. It was about, I think, hundreds of people. You know, those kind of like dhfhjf, you know, like super huge, and then the professor is like very small, like very tiny over there. And they still have to do the roll call thing, right? And I remember he said, I didn't hear my name, so I was even more nervous because I didn't hear my name. I was like, am I going to be a wrong class or what? And I was really nervous. And I didn't really get like, you know, Asian, like you don't want to raise your hand. So I didn't raise my hand. So I waited like 90 minutes. I waited until the class finished, and I went to Professor Rochelle. I didn't hear my name. I want to make sure if I'm in the right class. And he said, "What's your name?" I said, "Oh, Yun Chen, Yun Chen." And he said, "How do you spell it?" I said, "Oh, Y-U-N." And he was like, "Ah, okay." So how do you pronounce S-U-N?
S-U-N, son.
Son. So he called me Yang because my name is Y-U-N. So it's good that he didn't call me both. So Yang is good. So he called me Yang, right? So then the Y-U-N, no, I can't recall who pronounced my name right as a foreigner. 没有人念过语。没有。So I have never had any foreigner who pronounced my name right. So I hope. So I think like if you have some anyone like if you have like a name that which is very hard to pronounce. No.
Not exactly.
No. But Yuan is very hard for them. Yeah, Yuan is very hard. Yeah. So, but the most fun one is I had one friend whose last name is Tsai. She's my best friend. So it's really creative how they pronounce them. So Tsai 是 T-S-A-I 对吗？然后他会 pronounce T-Sai。对，他会 pronounce T-Sai。这是我听过最有创意的那个名字。Yeah. So anyway, it's about name. So my experience in this English journey actually began with like a super nervous feeling as well. So when I was speaking English, and I still, you know, at that time I still say chicken, kitchen, chicken. You know, like it's very, I don't know why, it's just so easy. It was so easy to pronounce it wrong. And so I was super nervous and very stressed, super stressed, because I need to pass. So I was actually expecting everyone to be like stressed because this is your major, so you need to pass it, right? So for me, I was super nervous and stressed, but luckily, I'm a very confident person, so I don't feel disappointed at all. Yeah. So anyway, this is my story, and most of my students they will be also like a mixed feeling. So this is okay. So now I feel unlimited because now I'm able to work and I can, you know, open my own company in Indonesia because I know how to speak English. And this is I really feel unlimited. I feel so much power, and I feel I empower myself to do so much more because I know English. And I really more because I love the journey, especially I was traveling 400 days in Europe, and I've been talking to so many people along the road, even though some of them they don't speak English, but English is still the most spoken language in the world. So I met so many people and listened to all the stories I have. Okay, so come back to a little bit English learning. I think we mentioned about this, like the obstacle, 障碍. So what's the one thing that we need to overcome in English learning? Yeah, so who feels one? Limiting vocabulary? Two? Two, okay. How about three? Like fluency. And four? Yeah, I think so too. So basically most of my students, they are like 鸭子上架. They need to really speak English in the conference call, and they need to talk to a lot of people. I had this student who got resigned to Netherlands, and he has to manage a team, more than 10 people, and they are all English speakers. So super stressed, super stressed. But most of the things that I heard from the students, again, they think they will never learn English. They can never learn English well because 他们已经50几岁了，他们已经没有办法再塞更多东西，然后每天有那么多事情要处理，怎么可能就是还要花时间慢慢去背英文、背英文单词啊？然后文法，想到文法就头痛。然后还有就是根本说不出来，好，我都已经文法我都会了，结果我还是说不出来，然后最后就是因为我怕犯错，我就不要说好了。So most of the people is like this. Most of my students are totally like this. So and it's actually mentally. Yeah, I have so many students who stop listening after they found out there's one word they don't know. This is really interesting. So for example, I'm going to talk to them and how are you, how's your day, how was your weekend, but if I say one word that they don't understand, they just look at me like this. And then they cannot continue anymore in English. So I think it's really mental. Yeah, it's really mental. So I think fear of mistakes is the most thing that we all need to overcome. Because I mentioned about vocabulary, 我通常都会跟学生开玩笑说，单字就跟钱跟时间一样，永远不够。OK， 就是你时间永远不够，你钱永远不够。是。所以你单字不够，不会是你英文学不好的借口，而且也不是借口啦，就是它不会是一个阻碍，它不会是一个阻碍。当然，如果你要成为一个作家，那你可能要多学一下。You have to learn a little bit more vocabulary. Otherwise, what you write will be a little bit like elementary school. Yeah. So yeah, and grammatically errors actually doesn't really. I shouldn't say that because you're majoring in English, but I usually tell my students, forget about your grammar first. Okay, but the only thing I tell them is the very super fundamental. 所以我也是一样，我会问学生说，请问英文句子的最小单位是什么？然后他们就会回我什么 S 加 B， 就这样。然后我就说 OK， 你们会了，真的就是 S 加 B。那你说当然其他有什么子句啦、时态啊等等的，可是其实全部都是 S 加 B。所以grammar not really the top thing that I will focus. 有吗？你们有觉得吗？还是觉得文法还是很重要？其实是很重要的。但那你们觉得你们学文法都用在哪里比较多 ？Writing, exactly. But when you are about 30s, 40s, 50s, and you are working, you need to work in English. You don't write that much. You have to speak because they are in front of you. You need to speak. 好，这个问题有哪个国家？
I guess pretty much everywhere.
Exactly. So I have a lot of some students that will say, oh, U.S., UK, Australia, but actually everywhere. I have to speak English with Indian. I have to speak English with Japanese, even though it's very rare. And then I have to speak English with Indonesian, with Spanish, with everyone. So I think a lot of students they have trouble speaking to the colleagues they are having. Sometimes it's because of the culture, not because of the English. So again, it's not about English language, it's about culture as well. So English is spoken worldwide. OK， 好，这里有一个很好玩的跨文化指数测验。好，我们今天呢就来 say no 一下 ，OK， 不同意一下，因为我们都很就是我觉得都很客气嘛，但是我们来 say no 一下。好，如果你要表示不同意，你会怎么说 ？OK， 有人会用第一个，That's a very interesting idea。第一个。
Well, it's more like one of our professors is here simply say, interesting.
Yeah, something like that. Interesting. 有吗？有人会这样？不会。好，第二种。You gotta be kidding me. You serious? 你们同时也会吗 ？OK， 好，第三种。
I will try.
I'll try. OK. I don't agree. Okay. They're right. I don't see the logic in your argument. 就是有点情绪，比较还好。
That's more insulting, I think.
Yeah, it is. But in some place, they don't think it's insulting. So the last one, okay, Campari is a cocktail, all right? Campari is a cocktail. It's an Italian cocktail. It looks like a prosecco, like a radish. 就是那种下午茶就开始喝酒的人会喝的那种东西。Okay, so the last one is how they say no is let's go and have a Campari and talk about it tomorrow. 有猜到这个吗？See who you are. Okay, this is for fun. Okay, this is for fun. See? Yeah, this is actually for fun. So if you feel that's interesting, so if you ever like go to British, they also don't say no.
I thought British would be like bloody hell or something.
Yeah, there will be some. But mostly, if you see as a business setting, you will see as a business setting. So it will all open in a business setting. I'm not joking. Yeah, it's some of them are really real. Okay, so of course I have so many students who has to work with Indians. And they say every time if you ask them to do something, they will say, okay, I will, okay, I try. But never. You have to wait. And actually they say no, but you don't know. You don't know they say no. This is I think Japanese as well, right? Anyone knows a little bit who has like Japanese friends? Yeah? Or maybe like Japanese drama or Korean drama, like they don't really say so much like so German and Netherlands, like the Nordic countries, Spain, Holland, and so on, they will be very strict. 如果你说不要，然后你还说如果你不想要，你还没有说不要的话，他们反而会生气。他们反而会觉得说，你为什么要答应我？你说不要就不要，你为什么要答应我？所以其实他们反而会觉得你offend他，你冒犯到他，因为你不要就不要啊，你为什么 就是北欧人，他们会就是很 complex 这样。然后French 就是so anyone knows about French people? No? Okay, a little bit. So French they like to fight.
They like to fight?
They like to fight.
Like
But
physically or?
not physically. Yeah, not physically. They like to fight, especially about food, wine, and you know, like sometimes I talk to a lot of students that, so if you want to do small talk, you know, small talk like just chit chat, right? And food is a universal topic, right? But do not talk about food with Italian and French because I remember this is true story. I have a friend. She talked about. So she's in this like Italian table, right? Food of Italian, and she was like, "Oh, I think in Italy you don't have so many dessert options." Like the whole table is like boom, because the Italians, what are you talking about? Like we have tiramisu, gelato, and then but they have really a lot, like cannoli, like little things, and then like boom, and then don't talk about chocolate with Belgium, the people from Belgium and Switzerland and France and whatever, like just.
But they're so good.
That's good, but you cannot. So, for example, you cannot say like, "Oh, French chocolate is better."
Oh.
Like like those comparison, you shouldn't, and they will be like, boom. So that's actually a little bit more emotional. And yeah, oh, there's another story I can share about French. So because there are a lot of French in my circle. So, for example, as a Taiwanese, right, if you invite your friends to their house and you're gonna cook, and you will be like a guest and sit there and finish them and say, "Oh, 好好吃哦，谢谢你." Like, "Oh, so good, thank you so much," right? Okay, so if you are having French as a guest, they will be like, "I think you should put a little bit more salt." Or they will say even crazier. I'm not joking, it's a real story. A little bit more salt is nothing. It's actually okay. 就是再加一点咸，那还好嘛。No. He say, "What kind of salt did you use?" Crazy. Like, what kind of salt did you use? I'm like, yeah, this is not
Just
okay. Yeah. So yeah, very crazy, very crazy. Yeah. So about Italian. Oh, by the way, the French story that I just mentioned, actually it's polite. It's polite that you tell them what you really feel, and they will feel like, "Oh wow, you are a real friend," because you tell them the truth, and then you really care about the cuisine. You really care about the food that you are, because then maybe they spend like a whole afternoon making this little salad. I don't know, but they really want you to comment, and not just like a good, no. They want you to comment maybe like an essay or something. Okay, yeah. So the food critic, they are all very good food critics. So about Italian, it's a little bit like a Mexican, like the South American, the South Europe and South American. They are a little bit similar. 他们就会是比较 laid back， 然后他们也不想要冲，然后也不想要说，然后说哦 mañana 就是明天的意思嘛，所以他们最常讲的就是哦 mañana 明天再说，然后就没有明天，就是一直明天再说，所以跟他们工作处理事情会蛮久的，对，就是还蛮久的。好。OK， 所以这个呢，其实是我上课的时候会比较 focus 的，所以会发现其实我 focus 在英文的这个文法上面，其实主要是在做 expression， 就是有没有听过那个 breathing air， 像跟日本人就要阅读空气， 这件事情很重要。对，那还有就是到底开完会要用 email confirm 吗？还是说有意见留不留面子？这些其实都是 beyond language， 它其实是一种 communication 的方式，所以还蛮有趣的。Alright， 这个我推荐给大家，超好看的。这个是Erin Mayer 的 Culture Map， 它里面的跨文化，就是刚刚什么潜台词有没有必要啊？然后还有就是说，到底它里面有好多故事。就是他自己本身 ，Erin Mayer 他自己本身他是住在法国，然后有在美国工作，然后是cross cultural， 他也是先生也是欧洲人这样，然后他要常常去很多的公司去做商业谈判，那他全部都是全球的跨国公司，所以非常非常有趣。然后它里面就有分什么 disagree 啊，然后还有你要怎么去处理 conflict。为什么不同国家的人之间有那么多？我们同一个国家的人，我们都有可能遇到很多 conflict 了，何况是那种不同国家的人 ，OK？ 所以非常推荐大家去看这本书。它有种种的，叫做文化的谈判地图之类的。OK，so the senses in everyday lives， 这个每天语感养成呢，其实这个我不会讲太细节的东西，但其实主要呢就是。我通常会让我学生，他除了知道以外，他主要是体验，然后而且要去做行动。那这个问题呢，就是说，当有人说，Sharon 的语感好好，你会觉得 Sharon 又回到我们刚刚的问题你会觉得 Sharon 的单词量很多吗？所以他语感好好。第二个还是说，Sharon 的发音好标准发音标准是，还是Sharon 的句子都很完整 ，OK， Sharon 好会跟外国人聊天其实大部分对，其实还是会觉得会聊天不错 ，OK， 所以其实语感是什么？有人知道觉得就好了，没有标准答案。语感是什么？Okay. Yes.
I would just say it's kind of like how you feel towards it. It's kind of like instinct, how you feel toward this language and how you use it.
Yeah.
It's not like programming learning something, but more like an instinct thing. How you think this should be used properly.
Yeah, I like the word that you mentioned, like the programming or like the systematic.
Yeah, it's not systematic, but more like an instinct.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would be like very good AI. So what is this? 语感是什么？其实它没有直接的英文翻译，还蛮好玩的。它其实呢，语感呢，它是用中文来表示的话呢，它其实就是很就是这样，直接你根本不用想，它就出来了的那一种感觉。然后所以呢，它其实是很全方位的。你必须要先有一些过程。如果这个人呢，他没有一些基本的单字量，然后跟他平常有在接受的话，他是不会产生语感的。那而且它这个很特别哦，它是一个经验色彩很浓的能力。什么叫做经验色彩？其实就是 you have to really yeah, like you have to experience that, you have to speak, you have to read， 所以听说读写都要。而且这个听说读写呢，它就真的不是教科书上面的东西，它一定是你的，甚至你看到它连你的学习经验只是一点一个，它里面有生活经验、心理经验、情感经验，然后它还包含的理解能力。所以为什么很多人说，直接跟一个不会讲中文的人在一起谈恋爱会学得最快？其实就是因为这样，因为他就有语感，然后你就是每天你要逼出你自己，然后去用英文。So it's like you are literally experiencing it because you are experiencing the everyday life with this person, and he or she can only speak English. So that is why you are having this. 所以其实呢，我觉得很棒的一个点是，现在基本上所有的人都有 iPad、iPhone， 就是手机都有 smart devices。所以跟以前的人差很多的是，以前的人为什么有时候可能会想要笑一些人的口音嘛？但是其实就好玩的那种。那为什么以前的人会有口音的？为什么会有 YouTube 啊、Skype 这种？为什么会有这种？然后甚至是现在我只要就是有一些阿姨还是会叫我 Iris， 还是会这样叫我，对，还是会叫 Iris 这样子。那为什么会有这一些的原因，也是因为以前他们从来没有听过，就是人叫我正确的英文名字，所以其实这个原因很多很多很多。所以为什么会有 Chinglish、Singlish、Japanish 这种，其实就是因为他没有这个语感的进入，他平常就是 thinking Chinese。